I see the train that's still out there. Ops has been pretty good today, to be honest, so far from what I've seen. Candymonium right now has been at a 20-minute wait after about 2 hours after opening. And I'm just looking back here at the carousel, which they've relocated, and the new entrance, Chocolatetown, which I think they really did a great job for. This new thing that they built this year kind of opened this whole entrance way up, because I remember the old entrance used to be like right here, and it really narrowed everything, kind of squeezed everybody together before getting into the park. First point of order here is say hello to the Milton Hershey statue, and then we're gonna go over here and check out what they've done with the space where the carousel used to be. So I'm here where the carousel used to be, and they've filled this up with park benches, picnic tables, whatever you want to call it. So that's a nice touch here, somewhere to gather, somewhere to eat, because there's definitely a lack of places to sit down and eat, especially with all the different food that's around this particular area. While I was walking down this way, I'm headed over to Skyrush currently, but I wanted to point out that the refillable stations for your drinks and such, those are still something that you do yourself as a guest. However, there is somebody here that is handing you a cup. You're not supposed to be using the refillable bottles, so just an observation. My basis of comparison being Great Adventure, where they shut down anything that guests were allowed to interact with in terms of filling up things with their souvenir bottles. Now I'm walking here by Skyrush. I'm gonna take an attempt here while the wait times are low and see if I don't get stapled. This is attempt number 5 to not get stapled. I really want to experience this. I know there's so many fans of this ride, and I just haven't been able to enjoy it because of the sheer pain caused to my thighs. Let's see how this goes. I'll be right back. All right, my thighs got crushed again. I got stapled. All right, attempt number 6, I guess. After I do a little bit more looking around here, we're gonna do attempt number 6 on that. One thing I did notice, Super Duper Looper is closed. Let's take a look at the sign that they put there. Unfortunate. I do like the way it interacts with the other coaster next to us, Great Bear, which is like literally right next to us. I do like how they're all kind of intertwined, but there's a really funny sign just down here. So Great Bear is about to go. Looks like they have somewhat socially distanced their ride trains. We're just gonna follow this for a bit here. I do like this part here. This kind of out and back thing. I don't know what that turn is right at the end there. That's probably one of my favorite parts. Now, Great Bear is probably one of my favorite inverted coasters that I've been on. I have a lot of sentiment for Batman the Ride because that was my first coaster, but I haven't seen or been on too many other inverted coasters that I have liked. And my base of comparison is what? A Mind Eraser or Riddler Revenge? So it's tough to make comparisons here, but the way this thing is laid out with the terrain and kind of interacts here with Super Duper Looper and the water, it's awesome. So let's go check out how the line is doing. See a lot of people so far wearing things as chin straps, but enforcement is a thing. Like, we all got to kind of do our part to make things safe so things can go nicely and there's no news of an outbreak at an amusement park. That's the last thing we need. I forgot to mention, the reason I found that Super Duper Looper sign so funny was because it's like almost 100 degrees today, which is going to make things a little bit difficult if there's like no places to take AC breaks today. So I'm just finding shade and taking a little break here and there. The queues thankfully are covered. And just around the corner here is the entrance to Great Bear. It looks like a walk-on basically, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump on this and I'll be with you shortly. Just got done with Great Bear, and it's a good ride as always. They were not socially distancing or loading every other row, which I don't know if that's a thing that they're doing here or not. There was no cleaning in between. They did let an empty one go, which maybe that's the one that they cleaned. I'm not sure. I'm here sitting in front of I think it's called the Kissing Tower, which is not operating today. And then I can hear the hydraulics for the Triple Tower going on, and we're gonna head over that way in a second. But so far, ops has been really good. The mask enforcement, I've noticed, is happening when you enter a queue. The person who's checking the height requirements is making sure that you have a mask on. And then when you're actually getting into the train, loading into the train on the ride, then the person there, who's either grouper or whatever you want to call them, is going to check again that you have the mask on. And then I walked by where they had the photos. There's a big X on anybody who did not have the mask on. So just a couple of little things that I noticed here. So there is an effort being made. The only enforcement I'm not seeing is throughout the park. We're gonna still just keep on going, see how that goes, but I'm also going to be very careful of what I get in frame. I don't want to turn this into like a shaming thing. I don't want to get anybody in frame, like, you know, I think you know where I'm going with this. I don't want to get somebody on camera in a clip without wearing a mask and treat it like some shaming thing that somebody snips out and throws on Twitter and tries to act like it's some proof that this whole thing isn't safe and not working, because then that just kind of affects all of us. So anyway, with that little thing being said, let's keep on going. There's the entrance over at Zoo America, the zoo that they have here in the park. It's actually a really nice zoo, but kind of outside of what I'm checking out today. Wow, those triple towers are loud. Zoo America is just not something I'm going to be checking out today, especially with it being so hot. I imagine the animals aren't going to be too active. This statue right here I always appreciate, but just watching this for a little bit here. I think this came out in what, 2018 or 2017? It's really cool what they did here with this space. And then there's, I think this is called Bubbles over here. I don't recommend these. It's just like the ultimate sugar rush. Well, I guess if you're looking for that, then I definitely recommend it, but it was way too much for me. I couldn't even finish what I had. How's it going? Huh. They kind of just leave it hanging up there, don't they? Interesting. So I'm back behind here, behind the triple tower. I'm going to start making my way over to Storm Runner. Storm Runner, you might remember, I did not get a chance to go on when I was here last year for Hershey Park in the dark. I was like the next or second up to go onto the ride, and then it shut down, unfortunately, due to the rain. Walking by here, I see this goose here picking up the stuff that people dropped. Don't know if he's going to bother me, but I want to show the mini feeding frenzy that's happening down here. Oh my goodness. Look at all these guys. Oh man, they're fighting over the food. And I see some ducks there trying their luck. Passing by Trailblazer here, which is a fun little like mine train type of ride. It reminds me a lot of the Runaway mine train over at Great Adventure. Very similar. But we want Storm Runner, which is just ahead. I notice the smoked meats, they're still going, so that's nice to see. This was actually a pretty good place. I've eaten here twice before and highly recommend the brisket here. Anyway, we're going to continue up, and I can still hear the triple tower going. That's crazy loud. Almost there. I haven't seen a train yet. I'm hoping that it is actually operating. If not, I'm going to be 2 for 2 on attempting to ride Storm Runner. Well, dang. I guess I could have read this somewhere instead of waiting to see it here, but Storm Runner is temporarily closed for the entire season. So it will not be until 2021 when I finally get to ride this thing. Dang. All right. Moving on. It doesn't look like Sidewinder is going either. So even with, I think that's three roller coasters that aren't operating so far that I've seen, they still have most of these rides walk on by midday. So approaching 1 o'clock now, and I'm wondering, I'm going to check the app real quick and see if there are any wait times posted. I would think that, or suspect that only Candymonium is going to show up. Okay, I just checked the app. There's basically no wait times posted. It did have Sidewinder on there as open, which we just saw is closed, so I don't know. Let's keep on walking and see what else we can see. I'm going to come up on Fahrenheit real quick, and if I can get on that, you better believe I'm going to get on that. Just got done with Fahrenheit, and it's still as good as ever. I think they might have a nano coaster of that one, and I want to pick that up later. For now, I'm going to take a quick little walk through the boardwalk, kind of scope that out, and maybe grab some food, and I'll be back with you shortly, and I'll report back to you.
Any slide on the structure. Kissers may ride the red dual straight slide and the red small spiral slide. Proper swim.
Just finished a little walkabout in the boardwalk, and I'm not quite sure what the rules are here. A lot of people are trying to socially distance, but it's really hard in some of the areas where there's some sort of feature or something to play with. People just, the kids don't know, they pack up tightly. So I'm not sure how safe it is, but there's something to be said about the lifeguards having to wear masks and the guests not having to. I kind of feel bad for the lifeguards who are kind of the most at risk in this situation, but to be honest, I can't really comment as to the actual risks that are involved here and what these guidelines should be. Just telling you what I saw. But now I'm heading over to Lightning Racer. I'm gonna quickly do this one. I didn't grab any B-roll for this, so this is gonna be a quick on and done. All right, just got done with Lightning Racer. Only Lightning was running today, which I only experienced it with both of them running once. That was the first time I came here. It adds so much to the experience when both of the trains are running and actually racing. To remove the racing component in only one track, it kills the experience a little bit. It's still a really fun wooden roller coaster. Currently passing by Laugh Track. The queue is short. I think there's about a 5-minute wait. Normally the queue is out here and can get up to like 70 minutes, so this is really something. I'm not gonna go on this one today, but just noting that wait times, I think everybody is basically in the water park right now, and once it gets a little colder and once that closes down a little bit before the park closes down, then people are going to filter out and the lines are going to be that much bigger. Passing here by Wild Mouse, which is also a walk-on as well, and then there's Wildcat, which it looks like it's a walk-on too. I can't see the queue from all the way back here, but presumably so. I don't see many people in this part of the park, so I'm gonna do this one real quick and I'll be right back. It's hard to decide which one is the superior wooden roller coaster in this park between Comet, Wildcat, and Lightning Racer, in my opinion. I know a lot of people have a lot of love for Wildcat here, and equally so Comet, but to me, Lightning Racer, when both trains are running, is probably the best experience I've had on a wooden roller coaster. That's one of my favorites, so much so that I hunted down a pin for it and bought it on eBay. I don't know if they sell pins still of the roller coasters here or any of the other rides. I only saw like a couple of the Hershey Park branded ones for like the carousel and for the little Candymonium, but that was mostly just the logo, so I don't know. Just continuing walking back, and I'm just surprised at how empty the park is once you get past the entrance to the boardwalk. So I think I'm going to call this one here, guys. Most everything was a walk-on, except for Candymonium, obviously, because that's the big new thing. It wasn't too hard to maintain social distance here. There's a lot of space here. Most everybody was in the boardwalk, in the water park, so that made things a lot easier. Enforcement was most noticeable when I was getting into the ride queues, especially getting into the queue and then getting onto the ride itself. So honestly, for what we can do right now to stay safe and have something to enjoy, I think they're doing a pretty good job. So let me know your thoughts if you've been out here to Hershey Park. If you've been on Candymonium, let me know your thoughts on that. But for now, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and I hope you go make your own adventure. Bye.